Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Futures are up green this morning, slightly green, not too much green. And you can see yesterday we had a nice pump led by chip stocks, AI stocks, NVDA up 5.63%. You can see Broadcom up 4.89%. And you can see all the chip stocks, AMD up 4%, up Material Science, AMAT up 3%. Applied Materials, sorry, Micron. You can see SMCI was up 16%, already up 16% pre-market today as well, and Intel was also up. So there was a news between chip giant AMD and also NVIDIA. I think they're doing a deal with Saudi, so that's why market is liking that. You can see there's an agreement between Saudi and NVIDIA for data centers. So President Trump went there, and now NVIDIA will be supplying uh, the chips to and I think GPUs to Saudi, so it's pumping. So it's already up also 3% pre-market. So let's look at all the indices and also Bitcoin. We will review long-term chart and see where things are going. Guys, please hit the like button. Only takes 1 second to hit thumbs up button. I will really appreciate that. And let's start with the long-term chart and let's look at the levels, MES. So from now until end of the year, so we still have, this is May, still have quite a way to go. This top red line is the target, okay? So I think we could go there, 64.39. So from where we are right now, that is about 8.75%. It was 10% yesterday, now 8.75% away. So still that's possible because in a bull market, this was a very quick bear market, but in a bull market, we always go and touch these red lines, or at least go very close to this red line. Okay, you can see sometimes we overshoot, so that's what I'm looking for. So I'll keep an eye on this, and I will update you as things change. And that's about it for this chart. Let's look at some other charts. Let's look at point of control chart and see where we are. MES right now developing point of control just above 5900, 5906. So let's go to the left side and see where we could go next. And here you go on the next side. So now on the top, there are possibilities of 5963, 5971, 6000, and then above that 6055 and 6140 and 6146. So maybe today could be 5964. So from where we are right now, pre-market up 0.18%, looking for around 0.74, or best case 6,000. So around 1.58%. So these are the levels to the upside. Inversely, if they want to dump, they could find support around 58.42. 58.67 and 58.79. All right, and then also there's a gap fill around 656.84. Just keep an eye on that as well. Let's look at cycle analysis, long-term chart. So we're going higher with and creating multiple gaps. These gaps are more visible on SPY. You can see here, green lines. All these are gaps which are created, and we're going higher. And we made a bottom. I had to adjust cycle analysis a bit. So we made a bottom here, made a bottom here, and now we're going higher. So there are two possibilities here. Probably we're gonna go fill this gap. That's possible once, and then come back later. So maybe long term, maybe like this. So if you follow this blue cycle, all right. So something like this, all right. And then we can go again higher. Now in the short term, so we are still looking for pop. So if market is really strong in the white cycle, if you follow this white cycle, we can go fill this gap and then come back later to fill this bottom gap and then go higher. So this is the idea, all right? But if it is not that strong, we can make a lower high and we could fill this gap and then go higher as well and then come back later. So there are two possible scenarios. I don't know which one is going to play out. We'll wait and watch, but regardless of which one it plays out, this top gap should be filled. And from where we closed yesterday, that gap is roughly around 4.21% away. So maybe a couple of trading days we can fill this gap. Now on the other side, keep in mind this dark blue line, which is 200 moving average with massive gap here, massive couple of gaps. They could be filled, but I just don't know when. So keep an eye on these gaps, guys. So trade accordingly. If you're in profit, look to take some profits out, because if they dump, you might want to buy again near these gap fills. So that's the outlook here on S&P 500. Nasdaq, same thing here. 1 hour chart. I don't think this gap is filled. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see this little gap here. QQQ also shows little gap, but let's see. Let's go to regular trading hours. You can see a little gap, slight gap, so not a big gap. But you can see Nasdaq also same story here. There are no gaps on the top side on Nasdaq. So probably also one other thing, it's going in this trading range. Nasdaq is entering this trading range now. This whole range from top to bottom. So now it entered this range. So it could go all the way to the top and can even pop above it. And then that could be failure and they can bring it back. So from where it is right now to the top of the range is looking for around 4.89, let's say 5% pump. So keep that in mind. All right. So triple Qs is here. So they could pop above previous high 541 and then maybe come back later to fill some of these gaps. So that's also possible. I don't know which way it's going to play out, but we have to be prepared for all scenarios. Same thing here. Take some profits out, have some cash in case we go back here, dump, and then we want to buy again here. Dow Jones was very weak, mainly due to UNH, which let's see, is up 3.4% right now, but this is the heaviest component. We'll take a look later. And still struggling to close above 200 moving average. Let's see if they can close today above it. Couple of gaps to the top on Dow Jones, so keep an eye on that. Russell 2000. You can see same story here. Looks like they want to fill this gap which was created. So on the negative side, we can fill this whole gap. On the positive side, there are more gaps to the top. Bitcoin still flagging. Okay, so it's good that it's spending time here, not breaking down heavily, just giving time for these moving averages to catch up. So again, it's probably gonna try to make a third flag. So this is what's happening right now. So you can see here we made a flag on Bitcoin and then broke out, and now we made another flag, and now we're breaking out, and now we're making another flag, and then we're probably going to make a new all-time high. Looks like this is a scenario of one, and then second scenario could be we could come back to find support on this box. All right, so we could pull back here, make lower highs, lower lows, and then we go higher. All right, so keep that in mind and be prepared for both scenarios. Ethereum just flagging below blue line, which is 200 simple moving average, and same story, it can try to make a flag before it breaks out. In terms of gaps on Bitcoin, there is a gap here around 97.065. So it could come back here. So just have some cash ready in case they want to dump 7% around 97. And that's where these gaps is. There's another gap around 92. So worst case, they could go even deeper and then go higher. So keep that in mind. Ethereum has a gap here around 2370. I think this gap is not filled. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Yeah, it is not filled. You can see here. And worst case, they can bring it to 1760 to fill this gap before it goes higher. So that's on crypto. NVDA above 200 moving average. Nice breakout candle. This is what you want to see. It was struggling here. A lot of consolidation here, like more than a week below this blue line, which is 200 EMA, and then eventually broke out. And here it was not able to close above 200 SMA, and then they put a gap up and going higher. Now it's around 130. So again, this is the entire range. Even on NVIDIA, same as NASDAQ, this whole range, you can see here. This range, it's entering that range. So it could go to the top around 150. So that's quite possible. So, but RSI is looking very, very overbought, but it can even get more overbought. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we haven't started seeing light green background. Maybe today we'll start seeing it. But again, this is where you want to be taking profits. Yeah, that's about it. So just want to see RSI on S&P 500, how things are. So still room to the higher side. NASDAQ, very, very overbought, but can still go a little higher. Okay, so, and then Dow Jones, and then Russell is okay. Tesla also following NVDA basically just going straight up. Looks like next targets are 402, 388. So keep an eye on that. Apple is little weaker. Apple, if they want to pull it back, they can fill this gap around 200 and around 199. On the positive side, there are multiple gaps at the top for Apple to fill. Netflix near all-time high, nothing much here. Google was okay. Google is another stock, but very slow. But in the long run, it's a big, huge stock. Eventually, it's gonna go fill this gap around 206.85. So keep an eye on that. That gap from where we are right now is about 28, 29% away. So a lot of upside potential on Google. Amazon again breaking out, multiple gaps at the top side. Microsoft, new highs, is consolidating, had a layoff of some workers, but again it can flag here before next move higher. And then ServiceNow also trying to fill this gap around 1114. CrowdStrike also near new highs. AVGO again going up multiple gaps, but looks like it wants to go fill this 243 target, make a new high sooner than later. Toronto Stock Exchange, new highs, nothing much here. Hang Seng Index, China, just flagging, maybe trying to make a new high later on. Bond market was very weak, getting a 9 count SPY signal today, so which is good. So probably bond market is bottoming here. This is not a reliable indicator, but again, 7 counts here and then had a pump here. It was just dumping. Here also had little pump. Here had a pump. Here had a pump. So we could get a pump on bond market. It could be bottoming here. It's near the lows. If I go to weekly chart, you can see here, bond market is near previous lows. So nice area to buy for the long term, in my opinion. TLT, no gaps to the downside, multiple gaps to the upside. Let's look at commodities now. Oil in front of resistance, not going to be easy to break this. Keep an eye on this. Is it going to get rejected here and make a triple bottom, or it's going to eventually break out and fill some of these gaps to the top side? We don't know. We'll see. Natural gas, little weaker, but again, in front of some support here. Gold getting smashed. So new low compared to this previous low. I think gold is going lower. It's going here around 22,772 in my opinion. So probably it's gonna break down, probably go around 13% down. This was a crazy rally. Keep going higher with divergence on RSI and PPO, so it needs to go lower. Silver will follow gold. Copper will also follow gold. This is sugar, again in a buy zone here for the long-term hold. It's good. Wheat, wait for it to go above this white trend line. Corn, again, wait for it to go above this blue line. Still holding it there, which is 200 SMA. Dollar is little weaker, but again in the support box here. So this was a gap which is filled now. So it could bounce from here. AMD also nice recovery after this 7-8 count SPY signal here around 80s. Now nice bounce here. So many gaps left on AMD to fill. Like there's a lot of potential on the upside for this stock. So do what's best for you. Qualcomm also a lot of potential here. SMCI is up 17% after bottoming around $33. So interesting. Shopify also is very interesting stock. Looks like it wants to go high, make a new high, higher, make a new high. MicroStrategy making a new high, trying to make a new high. It depends on Bitcoin. Looks like it's ready to pop above. Again, go higher, 600, 700 levels. UNH is very interesting. Had a new CEO, so maybe they will. This is the capitulation they were looking for. Let's see. This is RSIs. I don't think it's ever this much oversold. But if you go to very, very longer term time frame, monthly chart, there is some support here around 290s, 280s level. So I think this is where I will be looking to buy. In case it comes here, else I will be happy to not buy it. So from where we closed yesterday to that is around 5-6% away. So around after 6% below 300, that will be good area to buy. And that's about it. If there are any particular stocks you want me to review, put a comment in the description of this video. Wix, make trying to go lower. Green today. Let's see if they want to dump market or VIX will keep crushing to go to 14, 15 levels. If that happens, market is going to new highs. If not, then they will start filling these top gaps. Then market will take a dump. Now I don't know what news will come to dump market. That's who knows what's gonna come, but that's a scenario. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And also, if you want to know about these levels, buy sell zones, you can see futures are like in the red zone, resistance zone. So we could expect a little bit of pressure, selling pressure at the open. And I share these with my subscribers, and the stocks I'm buying, you can see NVDA is already up like maybe more than 12-13% since I bought on last Friday. So I share this. You can get access to that. Feel free to subscribe. Click the join button in the description of this video on the left bottom side, and subscribe, and let me know your user ID in the Discord channel. I'll move you to members only section where I share these levels with my subscribers. All right, guys, take care. Bye.